As the sun was getting ready to set, a large thunderstorm came along, and there was a big flash of lightning. Right after the lightning struck, I noticed that a small part of the patch had caught on fire. So I decided to run over and take a closer look. By the time I got there, the storm was gone, and the sun had almost set. It was now getting dark. The fire was still blazing, and even though the sun had almost set and it was getting dark, I noticed that there was plenty of light around me because I was close to the fire. Then it suddenly occurred to me, fire can create light. So I picked up a stick, stuck it in the fire, and I invented the torch. Now that I had a torch, I noticed that if I moved away from the fire, the light went with me. This was a real good thing. The sun finally set completely and it got dark. Then the fire in the potato patch burned itself out. So I was all alone in the dark, but I had my torch. Now that I had a way to make light after it got dark, I felt highly motivated. So I decided to go back to where I was digging up all those potatoes and do some more work. I didn't feel tired and I had plenty of energy. I also found that the light that came from my torch allowed me to dig potatoes as easy as if I was digging them in the day. So I worked for another 5 hours and I dug up another 10 potatoes. Since I had already dug up the 10 potatoes that I needed to eat that day, the potatoes that kept me healthy and happy, I now had a total of 20 potatoes that I could put in my potato cellar. I had the 10 extra potatoes from the digging I did during daylight hour. And I had another 10 potatoes from the digging that I did in the extra 5 hours that I was able to work because I had a torch to light my way. So from then on, I dug potatoes for 15 hours a day. Pretty soon my potato cellar was overflowing. Now, even though I was saving 20 potatoes a day into my potato cellar, half of the potatoes would rot over the course of a year. However, even with half the potatoes going rotten, I would now again be able to retire after 10 years of saving potatoes, and I should have enough potatoes in my potato cellar to let me retire and live comfortably for 10 years. By the way, I really like my torch. Not only does it let me dig potatoes after the sun has gone down, but it also lights up my potato cellar. When I'm finished digging potatoes at night, and after I have put the potatoes in my potato cellar, I'll carry the torch back to my cave. I'll place it just inside the entrance to my cave in a crack in the wall. That way, the torch always keeps burning even when it rains, and it lights up the entrance to the cave.